Hello, another day then, another big sign of trouble with the economy. And today the Bank of England was forced to take more emergency action to try and calm fears in the city. They felt that the UK's financial stability was at risk. Now, we know the bank is the UK's central bank. It sets the base rate of interest and makes other decisions which affect all of our lives. So when they say we're at risk, all is not rosy. This is what happened today. Let's take you through it. The bank bought more of these. Government bonds, essentially bits of the UK's debt. The government promises to pay those back, and they're buying them because other banks and investors don't want them at the moment because they see the UK as a bit financially risky right now. Well, that in turn then sparks some other knock-on effects, and those matter to all of us. The value of the pound immediately started to fall. So the stuff we get from abroad now costs us a little bit more. And mortgages, yeah, you've guessed it, they went up again. And finally, one other significant number from today, the IFS, they're a respected think tank. They said the government has a huge hole in its finances, and it's this huge, £60 billion. There's quite a bit to unwrap tonight. We're going to take you through it over the course of the programme and explain what it means to you and to your family. But first, here's our political editor, Andy Bell.
Should we be worried about spiralling government debt, ministers?
Even as they were emerging from their first cabinet meeting since that so-called mini-budget, the Bank of England was announcing its third intervention in 2 weeks, another attempt to reassure investors who are more and more reluctant to lend to the UK. This may seem very distant, but what happens here does affect what happens here, with higher borrowing costs all round.
That feeds through directly to your mortgage rate, which again increased yesterday. But it also feeds through to large company borrowings as well. Their interest rates large companies pay, and that has direct implications for unemployment as well in this country.
Today was also the first time MPs could question the Chancellor since the market's verdict on his mini-budget, and he was sticking to his core message.
We've got pro-growth, pro-enterprise, pro-business Conservatives on one side and the anti-growth coalition on the other side who want to tax more and want to commit us to low growth.
For the opposition, it is time to ditch the mini-budget completely.
Mr. Speaker, the Chancellor is in a dangerous state of denial, but the costs of these mistakes are all too real for everyone else. So will the Chancellor now put aside his pride, do the right thing for our country, end this trickle-down nonsense and reverse the budget?
Even Conservatives think that original plan for borrowing to fund tax cuts has now been discredited.
And maybe what we need now is a more balanced approach, perhaps a bit more cautious on the tax cutting side in the short term, but it'll be worth it if it calms international markets, settles things down and shows that we have a credible and sustainable plan to take forward.
And one of the country's most respected think tanks says the current economic plan has a very big hole in it.
We think he's going to need to cut spending, if he doesn't increase those taxes again, by 50, maybe even £60 billion into the medium run. Now, that's an enormous reduction. Really hard to see how you achieve that.
The questions were the easy bit. Now he must come up with what is in effect a new budget by the end of the month. Andy Bell, 5 News.